just in case you're from any other African country and you're complaining on having Nigerian ladies coming to your country to do prostitution, or what they call olosho, please, I want to beg you, take it easy with Nigerian girls.
Hey darlings, and welcome back once again to another interesting, intriguing, captivating, and most importantly, expository and controversial topic. You see, sometimes it's expected that yes, I come out here and address some certain things, issues that is definitely ongoing between the Nigerian community and the Ghanaian community. Yes, we all know that definitely Ghana and Nigeria are two countries that no matter what it is, no matter what happens, they have their differences, their shortcomings, and most importantly, the wrong attitude, behavior, and characters of most Nigerians who find themselves in Ghana. Now, this is a disclaimer first off, because at the end of the day, no country is perfect. Every country have their ups and their downs. But the most important thing I need us to address today is that the number or percentage of what most Nigerians do on the negative seem to outweigh the positive, right? And put them in a very bad spot and bad light when it comes to not just the social media, but the reality. Because I am a Nigerian living in Nigeria, and I can tell you that first-hand information, what is actually happening on the wrong, particularly in Nigeria, as well as still having a good number or a handful of people who still definitely live and represent the country and themselves in the positive. Okay, so it is like this for Nigeria, but let it be also known that when it comes to Ghana also have quite a number of advantage and good lights on the media and in reality compared to what Nigeria actually do have. Because just this morning when I tuned into the news radio station, all I kept hearing was the alarming rate of insecurity, like insecurity of the highest level in my own state to start with. I'm not talking about any other state first in Nigeria, right? And people kept calling and asking that the leaders in position, in power, in the state, in our city, wake up to do something as fast as possible, to the point that even little children are scared of even leaving early to school. Workers are scared of leaving their houses early to school. Right in your houses, people are even scared of their lives. Like staying outside your house into the late night is scary. In fact, nowhere is safe as we speak. We are just living in fear and seeking for God's protection every day. This is to tell you the level of insecurity. And what is the cause of this is as a result of what most of our youth have gone into now, which is what unaliving people. We have quite a handful, a number of people just for this month, February we are in. I'm not talking about this November, I'm not talking about January or last year, that have been unalived as a result of insecurity. Like, it is not as if these people wished and called for it or made themselves available, but living their normal life, and in the course of that, being hijacked, being kidnapped, and so on and so forth, guys. And on the other hand, if you want to look at it in a certain way, you can attest to the fact that Ghana, when it comes to Ghana as a people and as a place, the level of safety and security as well is quite commendable, because a lot of people visiting there have attested to this fact, right? And the question will be, what are the reasons and what are the causes of all this experience, especially in Nigeria? You can say that streamlining it to what is currently trending. Okay guys, at this point, welcome to another episode. And if you're yet to like this video at this point, please give this video a like, I beg of you, and share this video for more awareness, information purposes, and so on, right? And if you find this place quite interesting, do not make this your last. Kindly hit on the subscription button to be a part and parcel of this unique and amiable family, right? Where we say things just the way it is, nothing but the bitter and the brutal truth, raw and undiluted, right? So like I was saying, it is of a truth that some countries, particularly Ghana, seem to be more safer, better in so many ways compared to what we have going on in Nigeria. And like I rightly stated, there are so many factors that attributes to this. It starts with what is currently trending, based on the fact that in recent times, we tend to see that the narrative is changing and it is becoming more frequent of the Nigerian men exactly now coming down or going down to seek for their life partner, their wives, their suitors, call it whatever, from Ghana. And it has sparked up a lot of curiosity, comments here and there, reactions from the Nigerian community. Like, Nigerian women are now like, what's going on? Are we not good enough? Are we not wife materials enough? Why is it that currently Nigerian men are now finding most women outside the country, Nigeria, the race Nigeria, and particularly Ghana, more preferable that they themselves in Nigeria. And we saw how it played out in the last or recently done marriage over there in Ghana between a Nigerian guy, a comedian, Dikin Famous. It trended. I didn't even want to talk about that. But yes, let's address that. It trended at Dikin Famous alongside his friend previously, I think last year, who did also tie the knot with a Ghanaian lady, and Dikin Famous followed suit and actually did found his own missing babe from Ghana. And yes, people keep asking, what is so special, what is so common, what is so important about Ghanaian women that Nigerians do not have? And probably before that, we saw a viral video as well that trended of a Nigerian whore, let me use the word, yes, who actually came out publicly without minding the effect of what coming out online and showing your true identity would have actually cost her. Maybe she never thought it would have gone that viral, and a lot of Ghanaians picked on it, yes, as expected, and addressed it. Because of a truth, characters like this, attitude like this, are most of the things that puts so many Nigerians in a bad spot, in a bad light. Guys, see, like I said, we still have good, responsible, reputable, outstanding, well-groomed Nigerians, both male and female, but the percentage of those are very, very minute. Like, you can count them at this point, because it seems as though the wrong and the bad ones, the bad eggs, are really, really outnumbered the good ones as we speak, right? Now, looking at it, it now boils down to individuals, family upbringing, parental upbringing, the society, the environment, and the mindset, the character molding and building of individuals. You see, I tell people everything starts first with family. The reason why most people are praising Ghanaians and both their men and their women when it comes to character, attitude, and behavior is mostly because of their upbringing. Like, they prioritize upbringing to the highest level whatsoever, right? And it is only few numbers of Nigerian parents who prioritizes good character upbringing of their children that we see that they stand out and act differently. If you come to the social media space today, you can definitely attest to the fact that there is a lot of loopholes, there's a lot of misfire, there's a lot of wrong foundation and upbringing of so many citizens from Nigeria, right? Because of how these people come out online, you know, present themselves in the worst state and form without minding the damage and the consequences of the action. Of course, character will not hide. That's what I tell people. See, like my parents will always say that you can definitely find yourself in a king's house, but what will definitely keep you there is your character, your attitude, and your behavior, right? And this is one thing that is so prominent and dominant with the Ghanaian women and most women from other countries. Where you want to mention, you can say South Africa, you know, Kenya, name them, different countries in Africa, their behavior as a result of their foundation, their family upbringing and parenting, good parenting. People tend to underestimate the power, the effect of good grooming, like parenting in a child, compared to, you know, a child that the parents are part of the problem. Just like we heard the King Famous said, it's better to have a good mother to your children than a beautiful mother. And that brings me to what I really want to address. You see, when it comes to the Nigerian community, most Nigerian women from the wrong background and wrong parenting actually live by this mentality, thinking, ideology that it is beauty over character. And this is not to say that being beautiful is a crime or bad, but the beauty from the inside is what is supposed to be prioritized, what is supposed to be looked into, which is backed with good character, good behavior, respecting, living by integrity, living by your truth, living by being responsible, living by being, you know, reputable and hardworking as a woman for yourself, right? Before you think of even attaching with a man. These are the priorities. And to crown it all, having the spirit and the trait of God in you as a human, as a woman, as a man. So these are the things that is mostly missing in most Nigerian women, family background and upbringing. Imagine where, according to what the King Famous rightly said, the mother, the parents, because it is not just the mother alone. Child upbringing, parenting involves and includes the contribution of both the man and the woman, no cap, right? It is the duty as parents to collectively, jointfully bring up a child in the way he or she should grow, and when they grow, they will not depart from it. Now, what happens when the father, on the other hand, is nothing to write home about? He's a father without good foundation, good character. He's a criminal, has criminal tendencies. He has very poor parental upbringing already from the foundation. His own foundation is totally worthless and nothing to write home about. And on the other hand, again, you see the woman, no parental upbringing, the foundation is totally worthless, useless, and nothing to write home about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what are you expecting of the children they will definitely bear or bring into this world to become of? That is where the root cause of the problem we are having actually is, speaking from my own observation as a Nigerian living in Nigeria, because I can tell you of a truth that what I see today in this present day and time from this generation is alarming and is definitely calling for serious attention, that most young men and women, most young boys and girls under the age of 20, like even from 13 upwards, and have now solely believed that it is definitely a normal thing for them to go into crime, committing crime like fraud, scamming, unaliving, kidnapping, ritualism, and a personal character trait of violence and domestic abuse, inflicting pain not just to their own fellow human being but to a woman, right? I think Chimdi has something related to this. I'm definitely going to see if we can put that here.
Just in case you're from any other African country and you're complaining on having Nigerian ladies coming to your country to do prostitution, or what they call olosho, please, I want to beg you, take it easy with Nigerian girls. Because after listening to what I'm about to tell you right now, you people will pity Nigerian girls. What I'm going to say right now, a lot of Ghanaians and a lot of South Africans can relate. Do you know why Nigerian ladies are living in masses to other African countries, especially in Ghana, or especially to Ghana, to run prostitution? Do you know why? Because as a prostitute, there is a difference when a Ghanaian is your client and when a Nigerian is your client. Ghanaians are peaceful. Wait, let me just listen to me and share this video. You're going to change a whole lot of narrative in the mentality of a person. Ghanaians are peaceful. Now, a Ghanaians, you offer sex as prostitution. He will take sex, and your razzles, your engagement with a Ghanaian man, you understand that he is a gentleman. You will understand he is a gentleman. So he does his stuff, no harm, nothing. He pays you, and everything is all good. In fact, over a period of time, there's this feeling that our Nigerian ladies begin to draw from these Ghanaian men, owing to their peaceful nature, owing to their civil nature, owing to their, a lot of you people get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's why they are moving to Ghana, right? Ghanaians, I'm sorry, you people would have a lot of Nigerian ladies coming down to Ghana for prostitution. Because the truth is that it is safe to practice prostitution in Ghana than it is in Nigeria. Now, let me tell you something. Ask prostitutes in Nigeria what they go through. You see, that's why Nigerians are beginning to realize that money is not the important thing. Because a Nigerian man will give you money, but you see, the moment he gives you money for services, the moment he gives you money for services, you're lower than a slave. Hey, he is going to make the worst out of you because he paid you. Oh God, let me explain. See, you don't get, a lot of people don't get it. See, the moment a Nigerian pays you for something, what you're giving is not just those services. What you're giving back to him is not the services he paid you for. He's going to abuse you. Oh, Jesus Christ. See, Nigeria, when they say that Nigerians are oppressive in nature, they will pay you to oppress you. When they pay you, it's not for the services that you're giving back to them. See, prostitutes in Nigeria, the moment they drop them, you see that anger in their face. Why? Because you see, the money is in their pocket. That money is in their pocket. But these people have been dehumanized. These ladies have been dehumanized. See, I know prostitution is not a good thing. I know it's not a good thing. But see, when you pay someone for something, the person had offered something for you to pay her for such. Do that thing and be civil about it now. Okay, for example, we all saw the one that went viral on a taxi driver that came and dropped something for a Nigerian who is one of these whatever is in the administration of Nigeria, one of the House of Assembly members. Did you see what he did to that boy? That thing you saw is simply a tip of the iceberg. That thing you saw is simply a tip of the iceberg. A country that has very strong criminal tendencies, whatever they do, they must put oppression in it. They must put victimization in it. So my dear Ghanaians, my dear South Africans and other African countries, when you see Nigerian ladies come to your country for Olosho job, please understand that these ladies have been dehumanized. Like, these ladies actually came for help in your place. It is all to the fact that these ladies would prefer to engage in such activities with you people, owing to the safety that they garner from you people, than having anything to do with Nigerian men. The Oloshos in Ghana experience peace. They would even tell you how much they experience peace and safety. Offering services, horse services or prostitutional services towards Ghanaian men. They know the safety that they gain there, rather than working for Nigerians.
Now you rightly heard Chidi's own version of it, which correlates with what I'm saying, because most importantly, Nigerian women and Nigerian men are almost coming to conform and accept this fact that this is a normal way of life. And that's why you see that a Nigerian lady, young lady, girl, single girl can go to any country, boastfully, proudly, to identify themselves in that line of business, which is what? Prostitution. Let me use that word here. Sorry, forgive me. And see it as a normal thing. And this is not to say that it is only common with Nigerians, right? But I'm speaking from the angle of a Nigerian because I feel I am in a better space to address most of these things coming from Nigerians, as well as Ghanaians have their issues, and they do, and we always handle it. I see most times when issues come up within them, their community, their country, how they come out on their platform too and address it, right? Which is one of the current trending issue of the divorced marriage counselor that is ongoing. It is not in my position to address it because I have little to no knowledge about it, and it is their own issue to handle and deal with. And another thing I really think is the major problem with what we are definitely experiencing as a result of why a Nigerian or most Nigerian men now are seeing Ghanaian women, aside the upbringing, because looking at it, this is very high and keen with the Ghanaians as a people and as a country. They are very, very huge. They are very, very, keen when it comes to molding and building their children, not just their female. They prepare them for a larger society. You can hardly, I don't think I have even come across a Ghanaian child, female, right, come out proudly to say, I am a prostitute, leave prostitution for we Ghanaians. It's not as if maybe they don't have people doing things as such, right? But you would definitely see them not even dare. Like, it's not even a thing to identify. We talk more of being proud to the point of using a camera, like, to record yourself. What a shame. Sometimes I ask, the way people live online, is it that they don't have family members who are ashamed on their behalf, who would hold them accountable, who would look at them and say, I regret identifying with you as a brother, as a sister, as a child, or what have you? I ask this question because most times, like I said, you don't. If I judge from where I'm coming from, I can't even place my head or wrap my head around it. I can't imagine it. Like, there are certain things that ordinarily I would never find myself doing, and even though I'm faced with such challenges and I want to react, I will just hold back because I have people like whom I think and believe and know that are looking up to me and are holding me accountable by my words, my inactions, my actions, my everything that I do and live, both physically, not just physically, and online, in all my platforms. And that's why most times when I see some certain things, I begin to imagine, do people really have people that they can, say my parents will be disappointed in me, my siblings, my family, my relatives, my in-laws? I ask this question and most times I'm lost in thought and I need answers. Because if you are from a family where you know that this is not in your line, in your trait, in your lineage, in your blood, you can never come out and begin to act and behave a certain way, uncultured, uncouthly, and, in a very disgusting and embarrassing manner. Most times what we see Nigerians or some Nigerians do in the bad light, and it's affecting the name, the image of the country. Most times people who don't understand seem to generalize it because they tend to see it as, oh, it's a Nigerian thing. Meanwhile, they would never understand that there are people still that do not and can never think and act in such manner. Before you want to say Nigerian men are going for Ghanaian men, know that they are very big when it comes to their upbringing and their parenting, their grooming. That's why you see large percentage of their citizens in the positive character, best shape and behavior. So secondly, which I think is another point, is education. See, Ghanaians are so uptight, they are so strict and very keen and hold education very important. Because you see, most times currently in Nigeria, our youth are now like education is a scam for most of them, majority of them, and their parents too, who do not believe in education or had little to no knowledge about education, are from a worthless background and upbringing. As expected, would definitely want to give their children the best form of education, quality education, even imbibing in them that education, being knowledgeable, would definitely have a positive and great impact in your life as an individual and as a child. Education is what most Nigerians commonize. You go to the schools today, you see that young boys are not taking education seriously. They don't want to even go back to school. Some of them are dropouts who went to school and joined this yahoo of a thing, and they have taken it upon themselves that, okay, now that we've made money, we are making money by scamming, by incriminating ways with criminal tendencies. What's the point of going to school? Forgetting the fact that in the nearest future, when that scamming or fraudulent act will not be a thing, what will be the fate of these people? That's the question they are not asking and answering themselves. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you look at how Ghanaians take education seriously. Like, if you are not literate, if you're not educated, not just going to school, being well informed, being grounded both in character and learning, then you are looked at a certain way, because that is their culture, that's their legacy, that's their precedent, that's what they've been known for. So tell me, if you are a man, whether you're from any country, whom will you prefer? A woman who is embedded with both character, education, and thirdly, the fear of God, which is the beginning of wisdom and is supposed to even be my number one, but I'm bringing it at the end because I know most people do not believe in God. But personally, as a strong fan of Christ and God as my savior and my everything, I do say that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, because everything we are saying here boils down to the fear of God in you, boils down to your relationship with God. And most families, I know most families are very keen and big fan of Christianity, and they don't just say, they practice it with every bit of them. If you look at these men from Nigeria who actually did marry from Ghana, you see the acts and trace of Christianity in them, and they will definitely clinch and cleave towards women who also have Christian background, Christian family upbringing, good characteristics, education, quality. Like Moses Bliss's wife actually is a lawyer and grounded, Christian, like everything. Are this not the quality of women that any man, no matter what, would want to cleave and accept? I hear and I see most times when people say most Nigerian women leave Nigeria and travel to Ghana for prostitution because they believe that it pays them well over there. And I'm like, really? Like, you leave your country to Ghana and that's all you go there to do? Just like they usually do in Italy and other countries. Now Ghana is the new oil well for them. And I'm like, really? It's still a shock to me, because I'm yet to believe this. Like, do people still act like this? People still have this worthless and baseless character of believing that they cannot come up with something for themselves, build themselves, and make it by themselves, by the works of their hands, right? And achieve great success other than that path. And mostly Nigerian women doing this in other people's country. For the women and for the men, you see that they go there and they find it safe and peaceful for their illicit, incriminating, fraudulent act of duping and scamming people at the end of the day in other people's country. And guys, these are the issues that most times I sit down and I ask myself, why must Nigerians, majority of them, always be noted for the wrong reasons, identified with the wrong reasons? Because if we want to say the way it is, truth be told, it is mostly Nigerians that are on the news. You will definitely hear all over the world being exposed as, fraudulent, prostitution, name them, one crime or the other at the end of the day. How many times on our media here do we hear that Ghanaians, South Africans, Kenyans are in our country prostituting and definitely bringing bad reputation, image to their country? In fact, you can count it, right? You can count it, because I am definitely not exempting any country, but it's rare. But for Ghana, you can hardly hear, for all these countries. But majority of the time, it is mostly Nigerian men, Nigerian young men, women on the media for the wrong reasons. Why is it so? Why should it be so? And when will we put an end or a stop to all this? When will Nigerian men at the long run, who have their women here, begin to act and change? Because it is already a destroyed foundation. Like I said, you can't give what you don't have. If you have a wrong foundation, that is the end of the whole thing and the beginning of the problem, the genesis of the problem. So it starts with having the right parenting, right? Yes, having the right parenting. And in a nutshell, in summary, this is why most Nigerian men, yes, and most Nigerian women as well, would want to get the right husband, the right mother, the right father, the right partner, the right suitor, the right spouse that will build the character of their children, that will mold the character of their children to the best shape, way, and form, against what is already dominating in the Nigerian community, in the Nigerian world, in the Nigerian experience. Because truth be told, it is now a pain in our neck. It is eating deep that you see little children below age doing things that are abominable, questionable, and will leave you wondering what on earth is happening, which way forward, where are we headed? Where are we headed at this point? To sum it up, this and more is the reason why Nigerian men now are waking up to the reality, seeing that Nigerian women most times come up with crappy, worthless, disgusting, irritating behavior as a result of their foundation. Imagine where a mother invites in a child that it is the duty of you to sell your body, go out there, meet men, sleep with men for money and make money and buy higher things as a mother and bring back home without questioning where you get the things from, because that is what they expect. They even compare you to other families, compare you to other people doing the same thing, pressuring their children into crime because they are crime themselves, they are criminals themselves. That's why Chidi will always say every Nigerian is considered a criminal until proven otherwise as a result of their criminal background and tendencies. This is it. So you have a good background, you produce good quality children. The percentage of family with good background, having a miss out on their children or child is slim. It's slim compared to the one that is nothing to write home about. That's why they will choose Ghanaian women over and over again. Nigerian women will choose Ghanaian men over and over again. I've got so many of my subscribers who are married to Nigerian women. Yes, and yes, Nigerian men now finding peace of mind, genuine love over money, because Nigerian women, we don't want to get to that point where they are so money conscious. They choose money over their soul, over their life. Like a Nigerian woman can kill, can do anything to a man because of money, because of how so money conscious, so money glued and money tied, like money overall is what a typical Nigerian woman, young lady, and their men are known for. Like no integrity, no fear, no consideration, like giving it a thought to their actions and inactions. As long as it will pay off, as long as it will give them money, they are in for it. It doesn't matter. They can sell, and they will sell their conscience, their soul, their body, their everything just for money. Just for money, especially in the wrong path and and for the wrong reasons. This and more are the issues, guys. It is disheartening, it is heartbreaking, heart-wrenching to experience and know that this is the reason and the challenges we are having and facing here in Nigeria. And they're taking it out and embarrassing and exposing themselves. Like I said, your character will definitely make you or mar you. Will definitely expose you or destroy you, either on the negative or on the positive. So choose wisely at the end of the day which path you want to toe. It doesn't matter whether your foundation is rotting, destroyed, or whatever. You can still make that change no matter whom you are. That your parents are nothing to write home about, have failed you woefully, does not mean that you will continue in that path and it becomes a generational thing in your lineage. It's totally heartbreaking and not the right thing for anyone to do. And this is the reason why most men will choose outsiders over Nigerian women, because no man wants to die young. Every man wants peace of mind. Every man wants, a support system, an understanding partner, a reasonable, God-fearing, and well-learned, educated partner to suit them, to make them fit into the society, act well, grow, develop, and build themselves, and live long to fulfill their dream, their purpose, and their destiny. And that is it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know there are so many sides to this, and everybody, like I said, is entitled to their opinion. This is totally mine. Let me know what you think at the end of the day about this issue, because it is one of its kind that we cannot stop talking about. And time to time, when I have issues or topics like this, we put it on the table, we'll talk about it and address it. And yes, if you have actually watched till this point, you are the real gem, the real MVP. It shows you are headed to the path of success and you want to be on the know. You want to be groomed. You are already a person of integrity and honor. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know your thoughts, what you think in the comment section. And if you like this video, please share so that more people will get to know. For the young boys and girls cut across Nigeria, all over the world, they need to know exactly. And yes, this is my own personal opinion, input and analysis based on these reasons and trending issues of why Nigerian men will choose other countries' tribe over their own women. Same with their women, right? Exactly. Like I said, let's talk in the comment section. And yes, like, share and subscribe. And keeping it real, happy, safe and blessed. Coming from the stable of your one and only ambassador of the motherland, saying it raw and undiluted, not to demote, demean, demarcate anyone, any citizen, but to educate, inspire, analyze, react, entertain, captivate, not just you, but your spirit, your soul and your body. And I promise you can get it as a dull moment on here. So why not join this family? By subscribing. It's totally and absolutely free of charge. You can get it as a dull moment. Until then, keeping it real, happy, safe and blessed. And I will see you in my next one. Ciao, ciao.